Now, your forecast first, sponsored by Wegmans Meals to Go.
Hey, good evening to this digital edition of News 8. Rain showers around the region now. How long they last in a couple of minutes.
And coming up, after a brutal stabbing at a Hanukkah party this weekend in New York, a suspect pleads not guilty. What the governor is saying about the attack. But first, a travel alert issued at multiple airports in the U.S., warning passengers about the measles, how it impacts our local airport.
From the team you can trust, this is News 8 at 6.
Good evening to all of you. I hope you're having a lovely weekend, and thank you for joining us for this web edition of News 8 at 6. Greater Rochester International Airport officials say they're staying alert following reports of travelers with measles passing through U.S. airports. This as millions of people head home after the holiday break. Atia Collins joining us now with more on this. Atia.
Well, Adam, health officials in 5 U.S. cities are raising alarms after passengers sick with the measles came through their airports.
The Rochester International Airport is operating as normal, but Airport Director Andy Moore says they are on standby as a potential measles outbreak could be spreading through U.S. airports.
Well, right now we have not been contacted by any health organization. That would be the State Department of Health or the Center for Disease Control, CDC, as far as any interaction here in Rochester.
Airports in Los Angeles, Chicago, Denver, Austin, Texas, and Richmond, Virginia have confirmed that people infected with measles traveled through their airports, potentially affecting others. Over 1,000 cases of measles have been confirmed so far this year. According to the Federal Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, this is the highest number in 25 years. In September of this year, Monroe County officials confirmed a case of measles in a person who traveled through the region. The Rochester Airport implemented their disease protocol then and say that, as well as simple things passengers can do, could stop the spread of infection.
As we do work very closely in partnership with the State Department of Health, the County Department of Health, and then the Center for Disease Control as far as proper protocols and guidelines. It just comes down to common sense. If somebody's coughing or whatever, maybe stay a little bit away from them. But certainly washing your hands and that general hygiene is the best way to go about preventing any illness that you may get.
According to the Centers for Disease Control, this year has seen the highest number of measles cases reported in the United States since 1992. They went on to report that more than 75% of the cases from this year are linked to recent outbreaks here in New York State. In the newsroom, Atia Collins, News 8.
Scary stuff, Atia. Thank you. Now, the CDC went on to recommend that everyone who can get the measles vaccine. This applies to children and adults. The Monroe County Sheriff's Office released the name of the man killed in a crash around here Saturday. 62-year-old William Spur died when his truck crossed the northbound lane on Bowen Road in the town of Chilai. The truck struck a pole and flipped. Spur died at the scene. The cause of the crash still under investigation. And 2 children were removed from a home in the city of Rochester after a gun was found inside following reports of a fight. Rochester police were called to 75 Roar Street for those reports. 4 adults were detained as officers investigated the scene. The area is still closed to traffic. In Texas, 2 people are dead and 1 critically injured after a gunman opened fire in a church today. We're told one of the people killed is the gunman. The White Settlement police chief says that the gunman entered the West Freeway Church of Christ and opened fire during a service. A couple of church members returned fire, killing the gunman. One of the victims, who was shot by the gunman, died at the hospital, while the other victim suffers life-threatening injuries. Texas officials say the investigation is ongoing and will not stop until they find a motive behind the shooting. The man accused of stabbing at least 5 people at a Hanukkah celebration near New York City is in custody. Grafton Thomas pleaded not guilty in the attack in a Ramapo town court Saturday night. Authorities have not officially ruled this a hate crime, but Governor Cuomo called it an act of domestic terrorism.
These are people who intend to create mass harm, mass violence, generate fear based on race, color, creed. That is the definition of terrorism.
The stabbings come amid a rash of anti-Semitic incidents in New York, specifically around the New York City area this past week. Across the U.S., independent bookstores are thriving despite the whole digital age. This according to the American Booksellers Association. The ABA says sales are up and more stores are opening with over 2,000 new locations since 2017 nationwide. Now here in Rochester, we talked to one local shop that says our area is lucky to have so many stores to choose from. Richard Briggs owns Rick's Recycled Books and has been in business now since the early 90s.
I get people all the time from out of town saying, there's nothing like this in the city or the town that I live in. And I mean, we're talking about some fairly good-sized cities.
Briggs also said what counts as an actual bookstore might be different than what most people think. We'll have more on that coming up tonight on News 8 at 11. Not the prettiest game in Buffalo against the Jets today. The rain, the fumbles, the score. But we knew going into this game that it mattered little for the postseason, at least the end result. To help us understand what happened and whether we can draw anything from what we saw, here's Thad Brown. He joins us live from Buffalo. Thad.
Adam, the simple answer to your question is no. We will draw nothing from this game. We will forget about it immediately and all be happy that we can because it was that ugly a game. It mattered not to the Bills' playoff chances one bit. This team had been on a collision course with the Houston Texans for weeks, and that matchup was locked in today about 4 o'clock. You can tell where the Bills' priorities were because they were already talking about the playoffs right after this game was over.
You know, we played well enough to get 10 wins and get ourselves in the playoff, and you know, now everybody's record 0-0. It's win or go home. We got to string together some really good plays, really good game plan coming up. And whether it's on Saturday or Sunday, you know, our focus is fully on Houston and trying to go out there and execute. And you know, it's a team that we're going to fight. We're going to be resilient and leave everything on the field.
The way it works, you know, we came here with obviously a goal of making the Super Bowl, but it's how you get to give yourself a chance, and that's where playoff caliber comes in, and that's a day-to-day standard, a day-to-day barometer of the standard. And so now that we're in, as of a week or so ago, we changed it to championship caliber, and we know that we respect the challenge that's in front of us too, and that's where we're trying to go as an organization. It's going to take all of us, and we've got to have a really good week, a focused week here as we move forward.
The one goal for the Bills in this game against the Jets was to avoid injury, and unfortunately, they were not able to do that. Defensive back Levi Wallace left with an ankle injury. Offensive tackle Ty Nseki also left the game. Neither player returned. Sean McDermott had no update on either after the game. There's really nothing McDermott could do. There are only 46 players the Bills are allowed to suit up. When you're protecting a bunch of starters, some guys have to be exposed. It was just unfortunate the Bills got a couple of injuries. We will see if they come into play and cause a problem for next weekend in Houston. Live at New Era Field, I'm Thad Brown with the Bills Report. Adam, back to you.
All right, Thad. Yeah, wet field, ugly game. What can you do? All of that rain, James Gilbert. Boy, we got it here too. It seemed like it was a region-wide thing.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm starting with temperatures because that's really the most important thing when you're talking precipitation and what type it is. Rain. Fantastic. We'll take it. Trust me. What else is going on in the United States? We'll take the rain. 37 in Rochester right now, 40s across some of the Finger Lakes. So we've got a nice thick column of air above our heads that is above freezing, so we've got rain showers. We see an end to the rain showers, a lull, maybe just a little bit of drizzle, fog developing, but otherwise quiet over the next few hours this evening, overnight tonight. Then the rain showers ramp back up as we get into tomorrow. A wide view of this massive storm system. Most of the moisture is sitting across the Ohio Valley, and it's going to work its way right into our neck of the woods. But ice in some of the Northeast. We've got blizzard conditions across the Dakotas. Wow, this is a big storm system. I'm glad we're not dealing with that. Snow and ice to our east, just rain locally. Watch your futurecast here with the dry spot tonight and the rain returning Monday. Expect a wet commute all around the region as we start off the day on Monday, but there will be some dry times, scattered rain showers we'll call it. Look at those temperatures, mid-50s, a very mild day for us. The second to last day of the year, yeah, it's here. Tuesday, we will see temperatures drop. The storm system will finally start to push out of the area, and it's like gum on the shoe, this storm system. We'll see some snow showers, light to moderate snow. A little bit of a blast, I think, Tuesday night that could bring an inch or two of accumulation. Yeah, Tuesday night. So New Year's Eve, Yeah, maybe some snow showers there. So more rain off and on for your Monday, a mild day with the 50s, and then snow. Snow does return as we get into New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. I mentioned that, we could see a couple of inches, a quick accumulation Tuesday night when the ball drops and into New Year's Day, and the temperatures are a little bit closer to normal in the 30s there. News 8 8-day forecast. So that is 2020. Thursday, quiet, partly cloudy, mid-40s. So another warm-up. Then Friday, Saturday, another storm system develops to our south. That could bring some rain showers initially, but then another situation where we could see more snow showers wrapping around as we get into the middle part of January.
Very nice. Before your forecast, you were commenting on Josh Allen's jersey, I believe.
Yeah.
So I looked into that. Well, Thad looked into it, and then I looked into it a little further.
Yeah.
Buffalo Braves, former NBA team in Buffalo. He had it custom made. It says Allen on the back.
Oh, wow.
So he's getting into the hometown feel. Get
Nice.
this.
Yeah.
Buffalo Braves went to Boston, went to the Celtics.
Yeah,
Then
right.
went to San Diego, became the San Diego Clippers.
Yeah.
From San Diego, went to L.A.
Right. Yeah.
L.A. Clippers.
That's pretty cool.
With Boston heritage,
There
or
you
Buffalo
go.
heritage too. So.
Yeah, starting local.
Yeah, absolutely. Well,
Nice.
hey, as you mentioned too, real quick before we get going.
Yeah.
Glad it's not snow. How much would we have had, do you think?
Yeah, I think we could have seen a foot of snow out of this in a lot of areas. Getting that foot of snow, Vermont, New Hampshire, and then ice in Massachusetts. Yeah, if you're doing any traveling to Boston, get the forecast up.
Yeah, we're going to keep an eye on that. All right, James, thank you. Thank you for watching this digital edition of News 8 at 6. We hope to rejoin you on air. News 8 at 11, probably going to start a little late. Look at that fog over our lovely city. The holiday colors still there. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you later.
Follow News 8 wherever you are on RochesterFirst.com, Facebook, Twitter, and our apps for both news and weather.
We just if they can clip if you guys can just clip what was just done right there, that's fine. Window. Okay, probably the pet thing. Friend for life? Just took my jacket off. Oh my gosh, a horse?